Verimatrix is a global provider of content protection and revenue security for pay TV operators pretty much around the globe. We provide technology that protects content distributed through different networks, one-way cable, satellite, two-way IPTV, and OTT networks to pretty much all devices from the classic set-top boxes to connected TVs and all the mobile devices, pretty much everything that has a screen. As a CTO, my responsibilities include security, research, and innovation. There has been actually a big shift and trend in the industry that is caused by the variety of devices that are available on the market and the new habits that users are having. The main one is that the industry is really abandoning the smart card solutions. And it's caused by two things. One is a lot of the hardware-based security that was the benefit of a smart card are now included in many of the chipsets that are available in all of these devices we are talking about. The other one is the trend of the end user. Everybody wants to watch TV or video on pretty much any device, smartphones, tablets, and none of those really have smart card readers. So the TEE really combines the hardware security, or what's called the hardware root of trust, that is available in the chipset with a rich computing environment, the TEE, that allows us to run very flexible software in a secure environment. So you get the best out of both worlds, the hardware root of trust and the downloadable, flexible software implementation. So in the past, most of the content protection technologies were all about how do we protect the key that decrypts the content. And it is still important. We need to protect the identity of the device, we need to authenticate the device and the user, we need to check the entitlements and deliver the key securely. But when the content gets decrypted, we need to keep protecting that content. In the past, there really was no way to re-encode and redistribute that content. But today, everybody has a HD encoder in their pocket, and we have pretty much unlimited bandwidth to restream that content. And that's a big threat. So the secure video path is really a way of protecting the content after it's decrypted throughout the decoding process, all the way to rendering it on the screen or sending it through the secure output of the device. So standardization is important because there are hundreds, if not thousands, of devices that are out there that all want to play premium content. In the past, a lot of these devices, especially set-top boxes, were built with one intent for one purpose for one operator. And it was very controlled by the CA or DRM vendor like us. Today, in the retail space, we have to have a solution that allows us to build the software solution for all of these devices without being forced to pre-integrate or do one-off integrations. And so standardization is really critical in the aspect of scalability. The one part of the standardization is also certification. Right? In the past, we would work with the individual chip vendors and set-top box vendors, and we could certify their products. But again, in the retail space, we don't know what devices will show up on the market tomorrow, and so we cannot certify them all. So having a certification process that guarantees that this particular device or this particular instance of the TEE is trustworthy is a must for the industry. So it is a fairly complex ecosystem, and the responsibilities are now divided among many vendors. There is the trust authority, the company or the vendor that manages the keys and puts them into the chipsets. You have the chipset vendors that build the secure silicon. Then you have the vendor that builds the secure OS, the TEE. And then you have security providers like us who build the trusted applications. And all of this together is a complex ecosystem. And so dividing the trust, dividing the liability, building the trust among these vendors all the way to the content owners is a challenging task, but I believe we'll get there. This is excellent because you have all of the players in the industry that are contributing into the success of this new ecosystem. You can exchange ideas, you can exchange the challenges that different vendors are facing. You have some people who are challenging the ecosystem. They are pointing out problems and things that don't work yet. And so getting it all out on the table such that we can all solve it together is tremendously important.